Good morning and welcome to FCT Brief. And this week, the political spotlight will firmly be on Rivers State as Governor Siminalayi Fubara's suspension under the state of emergency is set to end on September 18. Governor Fubara, who was suspended amid rising political tension and governance dispute, has been away from active duty for months. His impending return is raising questions about the stability of the state, the balance of power, and the future of political alliances in Rivers. The suspension of Governor Fubara followed months of heated political battles between rival camps in the state, sparking fears of a deeper crisis and prompting calls for intervention at the national level. As the September 18 deadline approaches, analysts say all eyes are on whether the governor will emerge stronger or face renewed opposition from entrenched political structures.
Well, supporters of the governor are preparing for his reinstatement, while critics insist the issue that led to his suspension must first be addressed. Security governance and political reconciliation remains key concerns for residents of the state. And with just few days left before the suspension is lifted, Rivers State remains on the edge, waiting to see how Governor Fubara's comeback will shape the political and economic climate. For further engagement ahead of Mr. Fubara's resumption as Governor of Rivers State, we have two gentlemen with us. Joining us via Zoom from Port Harcourt, Rivers State, is Yekini Nabena, and he is a former Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the APC. It's good to have you on the program, Mr. Nabena.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you. And here in the studio, we have Prince Kayode Arimoru. He is a serial entrepreneur and strategic negotiator, and he's here with us in the studio. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you. Well, let's start with you, Mr. Nabena. Now, all eyes are on Rivers State, anticipating the return of Governor Siminalayi Fubara. And some people say the prolonged suspension has tamed Governor Fubara and shifted political momentum in favor of his political godfather, that is the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike. Do you agree with this?
Let me put it this way. First of all, let me say that the suspension, I think, has brought a little, the tension has calmed down in Rivers State, because I'm there in Port Harcourt, so I'm seeing what is happening. But it also has its disadvantage, in the state. So you all know that Fubara is the FCT minister's boy. We like it or not, that is the reality of it. Fubara wouldn't have been on his own, and even up to now, he cannot still stand on his own. So he still needs his godfather's, his boss. He still needs his boss' political structure. You understand? In politics, if you don't have the structure and your alliances, there is no way you can operate. So I think there are people saying that they are right. That's to an extent. But the president have tried to make sure that, look, what I have done, I've brought peace in Rivers State, and which is true. There is peace in Rivers State, but it also has.
Okay.
We seem to be having a challenge over there. Now, let's come to you with this question. She just talked about Governor Fubara. Would you say that 6 months, after 6 months of emergency rule in Rivers State, and with the crisis we had before the emergency rule, that the stage is set for Governor Fubara to return and sail smooth with governance?
Oh, yeah, well, I appreciate the line of your question. A lot of people would argue and try to talk about spilled milk on what led to his suspension. But the previous speaker made something very important, talking about how there's peace and stability now. Now, we'll leave the whatever led to it to constitutional scholars to see that our politicians do not have political overreach and focus on making progress. So now that Governor Fubara is coming back, has he lost focus? Is his focus going to be what it is? Is he going to focus on national unity first, or unity within the state to bring everybody back on board? Those that were together with him before and those that were his adversaries. In governance, the mistake we make in this country is we see governance as a position of power instead of something that allows you to be of service to the public. If you are a leader that is of service to the public, you realize that you don't listen to the whirlwinds around you. You focus on making life better for the people. So my take on this is that what led to it, I may not agree with it because I didn't think there was unrest in Port Harcourt at that time. But you do not, if you want governance to continue, you do not micromanage your successors. So Wike, the Honorable Minister of FCT is a good guy. He's doing fantastic in Abuja, in the FCT that we are now. It's kind of transforming things in terms of roads. But to micromanage your successor, I think is a government overreach. There should be better ways to address it. Fubara is a grown man that has understudied Wike and worked with the Honorable Minister for some time. Let him do his job. And if he's going, some people are distortionists. They have the right to say, instead of doing this way, let us do it that way. But most importantly, Fubara should come, put everybody on board, and then commit to state unity and then national unity.
Well, you heard Mr. Nabena, who is based in Rivers State, say that Fubara is Wike's boy and it will be difficult for him to shift off the shadows of Wike. Now, if the balance now tilts towards Wike, what does this say about, Fubara's independence and also in the long term, his political future? What do you think this how do you think this will impact on his political future? And again, do you think that things can return to normal in Rivers State? Well,
I think from my experience and what I know about Governor Fubara, His Excellency, I think he's able to return things to normal. He has the capacity, he has the wit. He is able to engage people from different parties. I don't think he's a party-centric person. He's more of a governance-centric person. And so to say my view about him being able to stand on his own without relying so much on his godfather, I would say this is a bad precedent for you to have an executive governor answerable to someone else who is occupying another position in the country, or even if the person is a kingmaker. If we want as a country to make progress, then our governance has to go beyond being self-servient to certain people. It has to be about the masses. So I want to implore the Honorable Minister. He has already made his point, and everything has tilted towards his favor because he called the shot ultimately. The lawmakers in the House of Assembly and the Senate made it possible. The President also made it possible. But when there's one precedent, this is going to happen another time. And another state might not take it lightly. Another state, there might be serious violence and unrest. People should not make the mistake of thinking the sole administrator brought peace. No. The sole administrator only was able to satisfy what the political godfather, make no mistake, we all need godfathers. But a good godfather will allow his godson, before you make your godson get to that position, you must have been sure he understudied you, you must have ticked some check boxes. Yes, people change, but ultimately, what is the shared vision? Is it aligning or not? It shouldn't be about my popularity or your popularity. It should be about what is better for Rivers State, what is better for the people who are governing.
Oh, well, Mr. Nabena, you heard Mr. Arimo in the studio saying this is setting bad precedents if Wike continues to have interference in the governance structure of Governor Simlai Fubara. But do you think that Governor Fubara can actually move out of the shadows of Minister Wike without any troubles? Or without him experiencing any troubles?
No. He cannot. He cannot. You cannot separate Fubara from the FCT minister. Look at what happened. He tried to do that and make that separation. Look at who owns the State Assembly. You know what happened. You don't want to do what we want to do. then impeachment comes in place. This is not our agreement. This is what we don't want to do. Look at it. At the end of the day, they've lost 6 months of the both party have lost 6 months of it. So the governor has to fall in line. But the only problem here is that the governor himself, those that supported him, he has thrown those people away for him to align back to his previous structure. So there is no way he can separate himself from the FCT minister for him to complete the, because what we are talking about, we are getting into election period now. You like it or not? From now to December, we're talking about primaries here and there. So they don't even have more time even for development aspects in the River State again. Because for the past 6 months, the sole administrator did not do one thing in that state. One project, ongoing project. But now the question here is that, what did the administrator do with all the monies we are not even giving to Fubara? What did he do with all those money for the development of the state? That's why I said the administrator has taken the state back, another 10, 20 years. Because the ongoing project, most of them, because of the rainy season and all that, the roads are getting more bad. So it's going to, for River State to catch up again, it's going to be a very big problem.
Now, Mr. Nabena, let me stay with you with this question. Governor Fubara is likely to return to office this week. And in the first, in the next 100 days, because it's like he's just starting afresh, you said that the administrator has taken the state back about 20 years. Now, which means so much to do. Now, what are those priority things you think Governor Fubara can hit the ground in the coming week to begin to do so that he can entrench his legitimacy with the people and the trust with the people of River State?
Sorry, please, can you
okay.
I just start?
Okay, you said the administrator has taken the state back about 20 years because in his 6 months he didn't do anything according to you. And I said in the next 100 days of Governor Fubara, it's just like he's starting afresh. What are those priority things you think he should embark on to win back his legitimacy and the trust with the people of River State?
Yeah, all he needs to do is at this point.
Okay, I think we're having an issue there. We'll come back to you, but can you just respond to that same question? What can he do in the next 100 days to entrench himself in the hearts of the people of River State?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing he should do is reaffirmation of democratic credibility. We don't know what happened behind closed doors. We know there was power shift and people wanted him to align to certain things. In the process of alignment, did he forgo, what was his opportunity cost? Did he forgo some of the key programs he had in place or some of the transitional programs and transformational programs he had in place? Are we still in order? Then it should focus on developmental agenda and socioeconomic growth. Because we're getting to a point now where the country is on the precipice of, for lack of the better word, collapse. I wouldn't like to, I'm not like a bad prophet, but we have on paper many good policies, but in practice, whether in River State or in Osun State or in Kano, in practice, the masses are not really feeling some class of the people, some class of the Nigerian, some demographics are feeling it, but people are not, life is difficult. So he needs to really improve on socioeconomic growth and focus on developmental agenda. And call for unity is important. Forget Team Wike, Team Fubara, Team whoever. Focus on moving River State forward. Mm-hmm. And by him able to bring people on board and engage with the youth, because the youth is the future of our country, of any part of the world, youth engagement and encourage transparent governance, then he will be on a good foot to be able to chart things forward.
All right. We'll continue this conversation, but that will be right after this short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll still have more for you on the program. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. No cubes. That's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic. And enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It come from support when you need help.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point too.
Money point, thank you.
Customer, na transfer abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer.
Na money point oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land as Sure Banker. Progress na small wind where the carry person go far.
No worry, yourself go make am. Mo go buy ball.
Victor, even you they use money point?
Of course now, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money point, made for your progress.
In the beating heart of Owerri, business never sleeps. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodimma's leadership has turned manifestos into reality, transformations that feels like a miracle. But progress needs peace, and in Imo, it's not left to chance. From land to sky to river deep, guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is rising, set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. New roads emerge, industry hums, communities come alive. At the center, a digital revolution. 500,000 young minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
We're glad to have you back. Let's continue and cover our conversation on the anticipated return of Governor Simlai Fubara. Now, let's talk about the sole administrator. He claims to have achieved the mandate of President Tinubu to stabilize the state, create an enabling environment for the reestablishment of its institutions, and return Rivers State back to full democratic governance. But what is your view on the legality of conducting local government elections?
I mean, we're in a democratic government. It's just normal that the elections should be held under the supervision of a democratically elected governor. But that's my view. Sometimes you see things on paper, sometimes the people in power want it otherwise. The president is a strategic person, likes to think ahead, and he thought in his wisdom. I don't know if his legal advisors did the right thing or advised him the depth of that, and to realize that there's something like political overreach, and it is really not good when you go contrary to any part of the Nigerian constitution. But that being said, sometimes, you know what they say, we find love in a hopeless place. But the sole administrator came in, and the people that I thought were fearing the flame of the fire were aligned and told to just keep quiet because their side had won. I'm not laying allegations or anything, but sometimes you have to look beyond where you see. And for example, when the pipeline was set on fire before the sole administrator came in, one would wonder what team was it. And that's why when I said earlier, forget about being Team Wike or Team Fubara. Let's focus on governance. And yeah, the sole administrator said he had created an enabling environment. We shall see when the democratically elected governor comes into power, how enabling it is. Are people still going to undercut? Because right now, Some people, you are encouraging people to be more loyal to Wike from Rivers State than the governor who is right there. How are they going to find a balance between that and make sure they are not sending the wrong signals to the people?
Okay. Let's look at it this other way. He said he has achieved. But littered on the part of the incoming governor is a House of Assembly that is perfectly skewed towards one side. You have the just concluded local government election that has a loyalist of a particular leader. And you have the governor that is coming on board. How easy will it be for this governor to govern side by side the House of Assembly that was also a critical part of the crisis that brought in the emergency, and also a local government that he does not have control over? Do you think it's going to be a mission impossible for this governor to succeed in the next 1.5 years?
I think the governor finds himself, when he resumes, in a position where he's going to be like a lame duck governor, even though he's supposed to be able to go one more term after the end of this one. But it's going to be lame duck because a house has been arranged to check you without any form of balance from your side. We all know, nobody needs to say, we don't have to be diplomatic when we come to a conclusion that the election that was held and everything within the political structure of Rivers State now tilts in the favor of the Honorable Minister of FCT. So I think, honestly, logically speaking, I don't know how the governor is going to wiggle his way around that. I think he has no choice but to conform to the policies and visions of the Minister of FCT. Unfortunately, that's where we are, and that is the only way he can succeed. He can complete the next how many years that he has in office. So what we have now is the Rivers State being run by one person, the governor, the executive minister of FCT, and is still, in quote unquote, the real governor and political godfather of Rivers State. That is what it is. How sustainable that is a question everybody can look at.
Well, we'll come back to you very shortly, but let's still take this quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We have to pay some dues. We'll be right back.